So we're going to go over 3 skills that you're going to need, fraction skills that you're going to need to be successful in algebra. Now, one is just a review, and then 2 of them are actually math hacks, okay? So skill number 1, got to be able to reduce, okay? So reducing, here we have 6 over 21. When you reduce, you're just looking for the biggest number that divides into both. So in this case here, 6 and 21, 3 is the biggest number that divides into both. So just do that, right? So we're just going to go divided by 3 and divided by 3. There we go. So 6 divided by 3, that's going to make 2. And 21 divided by 3, that's going to make 7. So skill number 1, just got to be decent at reducing fractions. You will use these with slope and slope-intercept form and that type of stuff, okay? Next up, adding fractions with different denominators. Now the key is these are different denominators, okay? So we have done in the past where we've found that the least common denominator, and we've had like, you know, over 15 and over 15, and then what do we do to the 5 to get 15? We've done that before. There is a quicker, slicker way of doing it, and it's called crisscross straight across. Some teachers they'll call it the bow tie method. I prefer crisscross straight across. So here we go, crisscross. So start with the upper left hand corner, start with a 4, and here's the multiply the diagonals. So you're going to start out doing 4 times 3, that's going to make a 12. So you hold that number in your head. I'm writing it down just so we keep track of what we're doing. And then the next diagonal for the crisscross is 5 times 2, and that's going to be 10 there. Now what are we going to do with this 12 and this 10? Well, we're going to do this operation here. So we got our 12 and our 10, the 12 and the 10, and we're going to add them up, right? So that is right there. So 12 plus 10, that's going to make 22, okay? So 12 plus 10 makes 22. And then the straight across. So that's the crisscross, and then add, and then straight across for the denominator. That's going to make 5 times 3 is 15. So again, with this one, it's meant to go fairly quickly. Crisscross, right? That's a 12. That's a 10. 12 plus 10 makes 22 there. And then there's the crisscross, and then the straight across, 5 times 3 is going to make 15 for the denominator there. So skill number 2, that was the math hack, crisscross, straight across, adding fractions with different denominators. And then the last kind of skill math hack that you're going to want to be good at is multiplying a fraction and a whole number together. So whenever we're going from point slope form to slope intercept form, like half the time you're going to use this trick. So the slow way is where you do 18 over 1, you do 5 times 18, and that makes a big number, and then you do 3 times 1, and that makes the denominator there. And this ends up being a whole number, so you'd be taking this big number and dividing it by 3. Well, first of all, we don't know what 5 times 18 is, and then whatever that number is might be difficult to divide by 3. So basically this multiplying a fraction, this has 2 operations in it. It's a times 5 and it's a divide by 3. Now you can do these in any order, okay, when it comes to this type of thing. So again, it's a times 5 and a divide by 3, okay? So in this case here, what we're actually going to do is we're going to start out by doing the divide by 3 first, okay? So we're going to go 18 divided by 3, and that's going to make 6. And then we're going to take that number and multiply it by 5. So 6 times 5 equals 30. And there's our answer there. It's a lot easier than multiplying first and then dividing. When you can, divide first and then multiply, okay? So, and again, this only works if your whole number is divisible by the denominator divide, okay? So kind of a way of remembering that. Okay, so when we go through to do these hacks again, remember reducing, that's where you're just finding the biggest number that divides both the numerator and the denominator. Adding, that's going to be your crisscross, and then straight across. Okay, and then if this is a subtraction one, then you'd subtract the number. So if it was subtraction, you do 4 times 3 is 12, 5 times 2 is 10, 12 and 10. If it's subtraction, you subtract those numbers. And then last up is multiplying. We have a whole number and a fraction being multiplied. So divide by the denominator if possible, and then multiply by the numerator. And those are the 3 math skills, fraction skills to be successful in algebra. Okay, so if you like this video, go ahead and give me a favor and hit the thumbs up button on it, like the video. If you didn't really care for it, make sure and hit the dislike button twice just to make sure.